Hello and welcome everyone to another episode of Game Vortex. I know it has been a while since I've done anything about Pokemon Go, and today I'm gonna give you the biggest video about Pokemon Go that I've ever done. So strap in hard because it's gonna be a bad one. Now, the reason why it's been a while is because I've uninstalled the game about a month ago. Don't be scared, it's not about that I'm not gonna play it or report about it anyway. It's simply because I just couldn't care less, and I've installed the game just recently, like just before the Halloween, to see what kind of things were going on in general. I apologize if you hear some kind of rain dripping down the aluminium roof. That's okay. Apologize for that. So today I'm gonna make this video. It's been 5 months since the release of Pokemon Go, and the game, even though it came back again onto the first place of the grossing in app stores and stuff like that, couldn't care less about that. What I wanted to do is make a video. It's like a angry rant, you can say that, or a mad rant, or in general, I apologize if you hear any swearing or anything like that, about what I think that since this time that we had, since the July up until now in November, what has happened to the game and why I think the things are going bad for both Niantic Labs and the Pokemon Go game in general, Pokemon Company. So let's begin. Let's start off with the very first and most obvious thing. The most obvious thing that I've noticed, let's go back to the launch of the game, because there are so many problems with this game up until now that it became a flipping shitstorm. It's like a mud pit, you know, that anything that they put out just kind of drains down. So first, the launch. The launch was abysmal. Not only that it didn't launch in like the countries that they wanted to, the launch itself was fucking horrific. It was really, really bad. Back in July, as soon as they launched the game, the servers fucking crippled, and they stayed like that for over 2 months. 2 months later, we still had issues with the game, and that prevented people from fucking playing it. People were waiting. People wanted to. You let other people go ahead because you thought that that market was more important than this market. Okay, but their excuse was, going back, there was an article published back in the days about 2 months ago or a month ago, about what really happened during the Pokemon Go launch with Niantic and Google, who was assisting them, obviously, because it's one of their companies, is in the best account, they calculate there's going to be about 3 million active players in one go. Just to be on the safer side, they increased that to 6 millions. And then they decided that when the statistic came out, it showed that the demand was 50 times more than the maximum they planned for. And I have two fucking things to say about this. Really stupid from Niantic part, maybe even stupid from the Pokemon Company for actually choosing them in the first place, but we'll talk about that later, is that what do you judge your criteria on how many players is gonna play there? You could have easily gone to Nintendo and said, okay, how many units did the Pokemon game sold approximately on 3DS and Wii or whatever other consoles it came out on? And from there, you could have judged, accounting for one, that your game is fucking free to play, so anyone can download it, right? Right, you're not charging $60 for it. Two, how many mobile devices out there in the wild? By statistics, over 1 billion, but let's even take the best case scenario of 300-400 million smartphones, active users who can download your game. And the third most stupid thing that they miscalculated on is that someone has given you one of the biggest franchises the world has ever seen, and you still fucked it up. You still fucked it up. That is inexcusable. I understand if it's some kind of do this game because it's got the characters and everything that nobody knows about. But this is fucking Pokemon we're talking about. People grew up with this shit. People are crazy about this shit. Some people travel to Japan to go to the Pokemon Center, the biggest shop there, which I did myself. How can you miscalculate so dramatically? I just don't understand at all. This is insane. This is a mistake on Niantic's part because they probably couldn't give a shit. They just wanted an IP. I don't even know why they gone to Niantic, because I think there are much more capable studios, bigger studios, who can take a better care of this game, because they had no plan for the game. They still admit that they still don't have plan for the game. They just keep promising the features, which never seems to arrive. Then we go to the second problem. The fragmentation that we got because of the launch problems of some people able to play, some people aren't able to play, people spoofing GPS and stuff like that. It's incredible. It's incredible. It was really, really bad. Now, moving on to the next thing. What I think is some of the most important things is that the game is geared towards the players living in a big city. So if the players are situated outside of the city or in the middle of nowhere, they have pretty much no fucking chance of catching anything decent. It's just a pile of crap. Pokemons come up with the shit statistics, and you have barely any gyms, lures, and things like that happening around you. Whereas someone who lives in a bigger city has this abundance of Pokemons, because the statistic says that the amount of Pokemons and the type of Pokemons and the rarity of them that spawn happens because of the following things: is how many players are playing around you, right? How active the area is, how many Pokestops you have around you, and so on and so forth. So it's a kind of a statistic from Ingress, which is actually about the same way. In the bigger city, there's much more portals, much more XMP, or whatever the fuck you call the energy. But that game is much more complex than Pokemon Go. Your promise was that you want people to go out and about hunting Pokemons, yet you keep all of them in the fucking big cities. Why don't you make it fair for everyone? Let's say you just make some of the rarest Pokemon spawn like in the mountains or in the fields in the middle of fucking nowhere, so the people who live there have some kind of an upper range against the people who are in the cities, and that the people from there and from this side can actually travel there and catch some Pokemons, you know, the rare ones. Or like, come on, this is not how it's supposed to fucking be. It's biased, because as when I started playing, living here in a very small place, you know, it's like more like a village with like fucking 3 Pokestops at best around me within 10-kilometer radius, is that while I was like playing like mad, like more than fucking 10-12 hours a day, I reached like level 16 in 2-3 days. So my friends in Bangkok, which is swarming with Pokestops and players, managed to get to level like 28 in 2-3 days, and they had like the amazing Pokemons that I've never ever seen spawn around here, like never, seriously never, and I still haven't up until now. So this is bullshit. This is not how you manage your game. This is not how you get players excited, because you're being biased towards one side of the players. And then the other thing is the lack of fucking vision in the game. What is with the game, or what is the point of it? Yeah, collect them all. Okay, I'm living here. Should I just fucking buy an apartment or rent one and move to some other place where there's more Pokemons, because I have no chance of catching them here? And when I do, what do I do with them? Look at them. That's it. Yes, you can go battle in the gyms. What does that give you? Oh, it gives you pretty much nothing. Yeah, you can earn coins. So for every gym that you take down, which is at that time, especially at launch, by people who hacked their way into your area, was dominated by fucking like maxed out Pokemons that you'll never beat up to level 10 gyms. It took them a while to remove that, but still, it took a while, but they've done it. And still, it's pathetic, to be honest, because I was really pissed off, because I go to like, you get 10 coins for dominating a gym, right? You can only claim those coins once a day. So if you want to maximize your amount, you can go and capture 10 gyms and then go to the store and then redeem like 100 coins, right? But if you lose 9 of those gyms out of 10 while you still haven't gotten to the shop, to the store, well, you're going to be left with just 10 coins at best. And if you lost all of them, then you get nothing. So you just fucking spend their time doing nothing. And if the gyms are very high level, you pretty much have no chance unless you bring an army of people with you, which is possible in the city, but it's not possible in the smaller areas. They've been taking away features faster than they were adding them. What happened to the features, the vision of the game? Where is the point of it? What are we all doing there? Like, They took away, first they started fiddling with the balancing that pissed off a lot of people, that they couldn't catch the escape rate gone up, the Pokemons were escaping. And one of the worst things is like, what they've done is they removed this nearby feature. Yes, it didn't work properly, but it was still at least something to tell you that you're moving in the right direction. And they never brought it back. They said, okay, we'll bring it back as soon as we come up with a way of how to make it better. So if you still don't fucking know, what was it doing there in the first place? People are asking, for example, for this feature back. People are asking for the PvP. People are asking for some kind of an interaction with Pokemons to be able to train them individually, to make their statistic go up, the strength and defense, to train them, to level them up, you know, something like that, some kind of a strategy, some kind of attachment to the actual creature that you have in the game. Instead, they fucking ignore everything and they just add the features that nobody really wanted to. Nobody asked for them. Like, okay, the biggest feature that they added was the buddy system. You just become a buddy with one of your Pokemons and you collect candies because you've, like, Dragonite, Dratini, no fucking chance of finding them, super rare. So what you do is that you buddy up with the Pokemon, which the only thing it does is just puts it somewhere next to you on the avatar, and that's about it. And for example, if I want to get a one Dragonite candy, I have to walk, let's say, 5 kilometers. So that means to level him up into Dragonite, that's 100 for the last evolution and 25 before. That's 125 candies. You get one for 5 kilometers. You calculate it's gonna be fucking like 700 something kilometers, and that's gonna take me probably about, I don't know, a couple of weeks, months maybe, to level up if I don't find the Dragonites anywhere else. Right, or Dratini or anything like that. Like, this is absurd. This is bullshit. This is bullshit. So I walk 700, for example, kilometers to get all the candies that I need to evolve it to Dragonite. Maybe it even's got a shit skill, so it's going to be useless on the battlefield. And one of the worst thing, I probably have a higher chance of being hit by the car during those 700 kilometer walks than actually gaining a fucking all the candies that I need for evolution. Right? And there are cheaters as well. Like, this is the worst part. There have been people cheating, and there have been people honestly playing, and they got banned and I got banned, even though I've never cheated. And the worst part about it is their lack of communication, which is another problem. The people are writing them and they don't fucking respond. The people are emailing them, they don't fucking respond. They post some stuff like, oh, this shit is coming soon, and people say, we don't want that, we want this, why aren't you listening? And they don't listen. That's the problem. They don't listen. You see that, yeah, they started interacting more on the Facebook and stuff, but they just post and people just give them back like, we don't want this, we want something else. For me, it's absurd. It's the lack of vision. If they really, I don't even know why Niantic got this game in general. Like, why didn't Pokemon Company go to someone else? Why didn't Nintendo took care of it or something like that? Yes, they had Ingress, but Ingress is much more complex and sophisticated strategy game. Just because that one went well doesn't mean that that it's gonna be better in terms of Pokemon. If you weren't sure, at least if you had no vision, which you still don't, Niantic, I hope you see this video, is the reason. The best way would be to ask a big Pokemon fan, to give them the concept and tell them, what do you want from the game? Or go to the forums and post to the people who are big fans of Pokemon. They'll give it to you for free, because you currently lack imagination. Unless you're a team of 5 people that takes months to develop features, or your excuse is that we can't find a way to make it work, like nearby feature. Where's the PvP? Why can't we just fucking play against other people? Where are the Pokemon exchanges that you promised? Where are the like, is there any story in the game? Where is the, I don't know, like the vision in this game? I can give you a game. Let us do the battles, make competition. Where are the events that you promised, the local or international? They're happening in Gress, they're not happening in here, apart from the Halloween thing, which just spawns more fucking Pokemons that you probably already have. Where is the vision for the game? We want couple of things. PvP, playing against other players. Something more meaningful than the gyms, maybe a Pokemon competitions where you fight against other with some more strategy in actual in battle, so you have a chance of winning depending on which type are you using, because pretty much everyone figured out already which attack and which Pokemon works best against this and that. The badges, let us earn badges that actually mean something rather than just being a picture that is there for people to see. Or nobody actually sees it apart from you. You earn nothing. You don't even earn experience for that. Or you just like caught 100 types of water Pokemons. And do you remember in the cartoons they used to earn badges for fighting in tournaments and stuff? Where is that stuff? Where is the story? Where is the vision for the game? Because so far it just looks abysmal. And I'm sorry, because there's so many fans of Pokemon, including myself, that actually want this to happen. And at this rate, maybe 5 to 10 years down the line, we'll actually get something from you. Because I'm actually losing my hope. You'll lose all the players before you do that. You probably will, because so far I don't see a reason. I don't even see a reason why I should dominate the gym so everybody could see my Pokemon and my name next to it, and then it's going to be taken out within the next 5 minutes after I left the gym. Oh, I don't know. I'm really pissed off. And the lack of communication. My account was banned in the end of July. I disputed it and I fucking got no reply. In October, I got automated message saying like, oh, we still remember you. We hope that you can now log in, which I can't. If you still can't log in, please check out this link with the frequently asked questions. Yeah, thank you. Fuck you, Niantic, because this is the worst fucking customer support I have ever came across. It's just ridiculous. And I feel sorry for those people who still didn't get the game, like in other countries, right? Like I don't even know when it's coming out because everything's gone dark recently. I don't even think that there is a point for the company to grow as a Niantic and for the Pokemon Go and Nintendo to invest into that, because I don't think the game has legs to stay unless some miracle happens, or they should have just gone to another company that's got more people, more passion for the game and more vision for the game. To the people that still didn't get the game, you're not losing out on much, but I understand that you feel offended because I got to play it, other people got to play it. I've played it, but even my wife, who was the biggest hardcore fan, doesn't play it again. And thank God for that, actually, because it started to get absurd when all our dinners will be just me talking to her and she's playing Pokemon. But in general, you're not missing out on much, but I understand that you want to play it and you should get to experience, and then you will see exactly what I'm talking about. So this has been my angry rant. I thank you very much, all of you, for watching this video. Please subscribe to this channel, either there or here, and help me grow. I'll continue to make the videos about Pokemon Go and other games and gaming in general. I thank you again for your continued support. Please leave in the comments below if you one of those players who managed to play Pokemon Go, if it came out in your area or in your country. Are you still playing the game? Are you excited about the game? What features do you want to see in the game? And most importantly, do you think Niantic is handling this game with as much care as you wanted to? Or do you think, like me, that they ultimately weren't the right company to do this game, or they weren't ready, prepared, or don't have enough passion for it? Thank you very much for watching this episode of Game Vortex, and I'll see you all very, very soon.